morning, everyone. So I know that we're not having a live lesson today, but I just wanted to make sure that I went through the first half of the benchmark to make sure that there were no questions on the vocabulary or the terms that they're using within the test or the test questions. Okay? So on your copy of the test, when you first look at it, the very first passage is titled Lucy Larcom, Mill Girl Poet. And this was written by Louise Shipley Slavacek. So as you read through the passage, I didn't see any words, vocabulary words, or otherwise that would stand out as difficult to understand. But if there is any words in that story that you don't understand, be sure to let me know via email or remind message or text message, and I'll answer as quickly as I can. Now, in the first couple of questions, I noticed on question number 2 of the test that there were a couple words that maybe you wouldn't know. So question 2 says, in paragraph 10, what does the phrase disappointed but not defeated indicate about the author's point of view? And the first answer choice, A, it says the author believes Larcom resented her family's struggles. So resents means to hold something against, like to hold a grudge against someone. Answer B says the author believes Larcom had an optimistic worldview. And optimistic means they think positively there. Yay, everything's going to be okay. We can get through this. That's what optimistic means. Now, I checked in question number 3 and 4. I didn't see anything that was really difficult. Same thing for question 5 and 6. After question 6, you'll move on to your next passage, which is titled The Invisible Red String by Quen Lodge. It should look something like this. And as I was reading through the passage, once again, I saw the names that were a little bit different because obviously this is a different culture. But I didn't see any vocabulary words in the story that would be unfamiliar to you. Question 7 and 8, I felt like those are things that you guys should understand. However, on question 9 says, what does the figurative language in paragraph 1 reveal about Julin's opinion of her situation? Answer choice B says she is overwhelmed and flustered. So overwhelmed means when you have too much of something coming at you. You know, like when you're distance learning and you can't handle it. And flustered just means, have you ever seen someone who gets like really, oh my gosh, I just can't handle this. They start to panic a little bit. That's what flustered means. Okay. Question 10 seems to have words in it that are pretty familiar to you guys. Same with question 11, question 12. However, then after question 13, we move into a poem. It's called Two Moods from the Hill. And there were a couple of words in there that I thought you might need some help with. So the poem reads this. Youth, I love to watch the world from here, for all the numberless living portraits that are drawn upon the mind. Far over is the sea, fronting the sand, a few great yellow dunes, a salt marsh stumbling after rank and green, with brackish means salt water, brackish gullies wandering in between, all this from the hill, and more, a clump of dwarfed and twisted cedars, a type of tree, sentinels or guards over the marsh, and bright with the sun, a field of daisies wandering in the wind, as though a hidden serpent glided through, a broken wall, a new plowed field, and then the dusty road and the abodes of men surrounding the hill. How small the enclosure is wherein there lives, each phase and passion of life. The distant sail dips in the limpid or the clear bosom of the sea. Far from that far place to where in state the turf raises a throne for me upon the hill. Each little love of a living thing can thus be compassed or contained in a rainbow ring and seen from the hill. Part 2. Age. Why did I build my cottage on a hill facing the sea? Why did I plan each terraced or layered lawn to slope down to the deep blue billowy breast of hope, surging, roaring, and sweeping, laughing and leaping, tumbling its garments of foam upon the shore, rustling the sands that know my step no more? I should have found a valley deep and still to shelter me. There flows the river, and it seems asleep so far away, yet I remember whip of wave and roar, of wind that rose and smote, or struck with a hard blow, against the oar, smote and retreated. Proud but defeated, while I rejoiced and rode into the brine, drawing on wet and heavy straining line, the great cod or fish, quivering, shaking from the deep as counterplay. What is the solace or comfort of these hills and vales that rise and fall? What is there glorious in the greenwood glen, or twittering thrush, or the wings of a bird, or wing of darting wren? Give me the gusty, raucous, or crazy and rusty call of the seagull in the echoing sky, the wild shriek of the winds that cannot die. Give me the life that follows the bending sails, or none at all. So there were several words throughout the poem that I felt like you needed to find for you, so you can always replay this part and listen for the words that I defined. Question 14, what is the theme? Which is the theme of the poem? I thought that answer choice C might have a word in it you didn't understand. It says, with age comes reflection on the choices one has made, and reflection simply means to think back on. Question number 16, it asks the question, how does the personification of the features of the beach impact the poem? Personification, if you remember, is when you give something that is not human characteristics. Like if I were to say, your smile if I would say that the sun shines as bright as your smile, the sun doesn't smile like a human being, so I'm giving it human or person-like qualities. And after that, I didn't see any other questions. Question number 20 is the last one that I saw something on. Question number 20 says, how do the different perspectives of the youthful speaker and the aged speaker affect the poem? And the answer choice on B says, by comparing the similar outlooks, they create a harmonious effect. Harmonious means that they're in sync. They match up with each other. Okay. All I ask is that you complete to question number 23 today, because this is a long exam. It's 41 questions. And this will, whenever you pause it or whenever you exit out of it, it should save all of your work for you, and you can come back and look at it when you want to finish it tomorrow. Okay? Don't stress yourself out too much. You've got this.